I just thought this one was funny. Let's do my color settings first. This has been, a lot of people have asked about this, so I just wanted to show you my Nvidia settings because this is where you get that pop. So if you come to adjust desktop color settings, digital vibrance all the way up, dude. All the way. It's gonna make your game so much brighter. It's just gonna look way better. And then here are my settings for rest. Brightness is 55, contrast is 55, gamma stays the same. That's it, pretty simple. And then I also wanted to show you how to do 1440 by 1080, which is like the highest res you can get for 4:3 stretched, right? So you're gonna come to change resolution, customize, and you're gonna create a custom resolution right here. And then that's gonna take you to here. And then in horizontal, you're just gonna change this to 1440. Boom. And then whatever your refresh rate is, test it out. Yep, I've already made it, so don't need to do that. And then that's it. And then once you've created that, it'll show up in your CSGO settings, so you can keep your desktop to the default. And then in CSGO, you can change it back to 1440. So in my bad habits of crouching video, there was a good amount of discussion about when should you crouch, because I was saying that you should crouch less. And I didn't really give an answer on good opportunities to crouch. So I just want to quickly go over, you know, when you're peeking, like the comment said, the great peek is a swing, crouch, boom. It's super hard to react to, and the crouch gives you that extra accuracy that you want when you're peeking like that, right? Even with a rifle, it's a great peek. It's hard to react to, it's super fast. And also with that, you can crouch peek, so walk out slow. You know, a lot of people will expect a fast, wide swing. And then if you're crouching, you're under the crosshair placement and you're going way slower than they think you will be, so it's harder to react to. But with that, remember, if you're crouching and your left side peeking, they're gonna see you before you see them, because just the way, I wish I could see my feet like in CS2, because it's just the way your butt and your left leg hang out. This dude can see me here, I can't see him. Also, there are gonna be times where you're just gonna commit to a fight, and that's fine, right? If you two are out in the open and you just wanna crouch and commit to the fight, that's totally cool. It can help with your spray. It's just the problem is when you do that every time that you peek, it puts you in a very vulnerable state, and so you should be using it more strategically. Now this one is about my spraying video and why the entire spray isn't super important to learn. And so they make a good point that when you're spraying through walls or you're spraying through smokes, when you don't have an exact target, knowing that full spray pattern can be really beneficial. And it's true. My point is that it's not something for you to full focus on and dedicate a lot of time to, like I did when I was learning CSGO. You can spray through walls and smokes very effectively with bursts. You don't need to know the full spray pattern, and you don't need to dedicate a huge amount of time to learning the full spray pattern rather than just focusing on that short, quick 10 bullet spray. So in terms of sensitivity, I play at 0.8 in-game and then 800 DPI, which means I have an eDPI of 640. So an eDPI is just when you multiply your DPI and your in-game together, which means I am a low sense gamer. I like it, I just think it feels comfortable. How I got there is that I copied pros' sensitivities, and then I would try them, and slowly, just lower and lower, just felt better. And now I've been here for about a year now at this sense, and it's the lowest I've ever been, and I don't think I'll ever switch it. So it took me a long time to find my, perfect ideal sensitivity, and it'll take a while for you to do so as well. Don't rush it, just be patient, and just analyze how you feel about your sensitivity every once in a while. This is an interesting one, and I hope this camera angle isn't too weird. How do you get your setup to feel comfortable? And so there are a lot of things that go into it. It's your chair height, your desk height. I recommend keeping your chair height consistent no matter what. So then every time you sit down to play, your chest, your body is at the same spot as it always is, right? It creates consistency and it's just gonna make your aim feel better. In terms of your keyboard placement, like the question is asking, I play with my chest pushed up to the desk. I sit upright. And if you place both of your hands and arms just comfortably on the desk where you would just leave them if you had to, this is a good spot for your keyboard and mouse. Right? That's where my arm's comfortable. Just slip my keyboard under there. This is going to be my neutral position for my mouse. I'm going to point at it. My monitor is on a monitor arm, so I play with my monitor in front of my keyboard and my mouse, and I have a really big trackpad. It really depends on your setup, and it depends on what your this is weird. with what you're comfortable with. So just try things out, see how you feel. So this comment brings up a great point. And to give you some context, I've learned how to play CSGO in EU. I played there for 2 years. I got level 10 in EU. So I fully understand difficulties with the language barrier with English. You play with there are a lot of Russians, and communicating with them can be quite difficult. You know, you really have to take it as best as you can. Say harosha, you know, good job. Encourage them, and you know, it's gonna be tilting. I got really tilted a lot of times because I joined a game for Russians. They all speak Russian, which is understandable. They, you know, why would they speak English? Because one dude is in there who speaks English. But I would say one of my biggest points here is, you know, when you're working up, you're building that confidence to go into face it, is to not necessarily focus on that team play. All the points that I brought up into that video, I would just focus on your mechanics, all of that, until you feel comfortable to go into face it. And then once you're in face it, really start focusing on that team play. Because MM, a lot of people don't take MM super seriously. They'll jump in there just for fun. They won't communicate. But once you get into face it, I think a lot more people care and take it much more seriously just because of the competitiveness to it, I guess. And so then you can really start focusing on that communication. So this flash here has probably been the most contentious flash of my channel. And I get it, it seems stupid. It's a really reckless flash. You're flashing yourself, you're running through doors, and you're just running in a straight line. The goal of it is not to get any kills here. The goal of it is just to get blue. I mean, being at blue can help you take corner and then get to pit, right? So I get where this comment is coming from, right? It's an aggressive play, and if they play perfectly against it, then it won't work. Just like, you know, every play in CSGO, that's the beauty of this game, is that nothing is perfect. Not a single piece of util, not a single solo play, not a single team play. Nothing is perfect. There's always counterplay, right? And so they can nade long doors and then they can double nade blue. I don't think this will kill you. Maybe I'm throwing it not perfectly. But the goal of this play is for you to get to blue and then your team to come back behind you. Maybe they smoke this molly. They're still sending flashes out and then they're able to swing out of the smoke. And you guys can fight corner together, right? Point is, it isn't the best flash. It's not a perfect flash. It's not a perfect play. But I'm high elo and I use it and it works out. So here's a really cool alternative to the smoke I showed where you can smoke mid by aiming there. And I didn't know this one. This is dope. So if you come to the same spot anywhere in the flowers and you aim at the top of the antenna, that'll be a deeper mid smoke. And so while you don't get the smoke up here, this is going to block their lineups over here. This is awkward to push. So that's a cool alternative, and I just wanted to share that. So if you want to go see what the hubbub is about, go watch my aim video where I cover the crouching issue. Have a great day, and thank you.